I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Mehta and also Vijay Srinivasan. They are the co-founders of Major League Cricket. Samir, Vijay, wonderful to have you here. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
So you are ringing the bell today, the closing bell today, to highlight Major League Cricket. Now, Vijay, why don't you tell me, how, as a co-founder of Major League Cricket, tell me, what inspired you to bring professional cricket to the United States?
So our story with cricket goes back over 20 years in the US. Samir and I co-founded a company before this called Willow TV in 2002 as a streaming business for cricket, which we started early, before streaming was even a thing.
Yes.
And as we grew that to a full-fledged broadcast business over the next 15 or so years, one of the things we did was we grew the media landscape for cricket in the US to a major market internationally, but we had never broadcast a day of cricket that happened in the US. And for us, that was, I think, more of a personal frustration that, we have a large audience in this country that loves the sport, that engages with it, that travels everywhere in the world, but can't actually experience a major international game here in the US. And that was sort of our experience with the broadcast side of cricket is what eventually drove us to, do a professional cricket league in the US.
Now, Samir, tell me, what's your vision for the future of cricket in the American sports landscape?
Well, cricket's been here for centuries. I mean, George Washington played it during the American Revolution. It was there in the Civil War. It gave birth to baseball. And our view is that cricket is just a sport that's meant for American audiences. It just died down here, moved to the UK, moved to Australia, definitely exploded in South Asia, India, Pakistan, the second largest sport in the world. It used to be this long 5-day sport, like a marathon. The sport is now only 3 hours long. It's fast, it's exciting. It's the ideal time to launch it in the US. The 3-hour version of the sport has taken the world by storm. The matches are routinely watched by hundreds of millions of people. And we think it has the quality and the legs to be in the US, excite American audiences. There's a large expatriate base out here, but we think it'll grow far beyond that.
All right, so Vijay, talking about American audiences, tell me, how do you plan to engage with cricket fans, those who are in the US, and then especially those who are not familiar with the sport of cricket? How do you plan to build your fan base?
Yeah, so, we are launching in 6 markets in the US, and, not coincidentally, these are markets that had a large cricket audience that used to watch or continues to watch Willow and live broadcasts. And, so we have a deep engagement with that audience that we established over the last 15 years. But now, for us, like Samir said, the 2020 format of cricket is what, we've sort of decided that is the right format for cricket in the US. It's extremely fast-paced, extremely engaging. And we think that, audiences that know the game, they already love it. But, a sports fan who experiences a 2020 game, I think it has enough in it to draw them back for another. And, that's what we think, that the format and the sport stands for itself, and it's extremely engaging, and it's something that, we think sports audiences in the US are going to love.
All right, and finally, Samir, tell me, what are your expectations for the growth and expansion of Major League Cricket?
So we've got the best teams in the world, owning teams in the US, coming out here, bringing their brand to the US. Very confident that what you see in cricket today all over the world is and when it comes to the US, it's an explosion of the senses. It's 3 hours of a game that's like baseball, but moves as fast as basketball does. Our view is that we'll start off with 6 cities. It's almost inevitable in this large country that we'll move on to about 10 cities in the next 4 years. Each team owner is supposed to build 1 stadium. So we have 1 stadium in Dallas, 5 more on the way. And we should be done with 5 more stadiums in the next 4 years. That's when the league really takes off. So we are starting it slow. In 4 years, we'll have 6 home and away venues. And then sky's the limit after that.
All right, well, it sounds like we're definitely going to be hearing a lot more about Major League Cricket.
We hope so.
Hopefully be seeing it on TV soon here in the US as well.
Our first match is a week away, and we open in Grand Prairie in the outskirts of Dallas. And we play a bunch of games there for a week, and then we move to North Carolina, and then go back to Dallas end of the month for our championships.
All right. right. Well, wonderful news and wonderful to talk with you both. Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk today.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
so
us
much.
here.
Thank you for having us. Cheers.